Matt Miller. Joining me today, we have a full crew. Justin McGovern and intern Tones. What is up, fellas? It's been so long since we've had all three.
It's been even longer. It's been even longer since it's been just the Council of the Beards, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure the last time we had all three of us, we also had a guest. So, yeah, you're really getting the full Updog Sports Talk experience tonight. And, of course, when you think of the Updog Sports Talk experience, you think of college football. We're going to go through some of our favorite moments from this past season, some of the moments that we really enjoyed. Look at some of the storylines that you may not hear from some of the larger networks. So, we'll be looking at everything from national title runs all the way down to teams that had amazing moments throughout the year.
By the way, we here at Updog Sports Talk like to stick up for the little guy. So just remember that when we're going through our conversation. We got our start because good old ESPN and big networks decided that it was good to go from news-based sports talk to sit in your living room and be a part of your family and shove opinions down your throat that you didn't even know you wanted.
Like Deion Sanders not being a good fit as the Browns head coach.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to bring that up. All right.
Yeah. So, by the way, as a grad student as well, I actually did some deep dive on the numbers. From 2011 to 2022, ESPN lost, was it like 76 million subscribers?
Yeah, it basically cut it into fifths, it seemed like.
So yeah, that's advantageous to us, but we're in a field that everybody loves talking about sports. So sit back, relax, and we'll shove our opinions down your throat. Thanks a lot, ESPN.
Oh my! What if we were just like the first take of like FCS football?
What if we pick a fight with ESPN? Just like a small YouTube show picks a fight with ESPN, then all of a sudden we're like putting like a moderated sports debate, and then it's like, okay, like I don't do this full time, guys.
That sounds like an Adam Sandler movie.
That does sound like an Adam Sandler.
It really does.
Chubs! All right, so enough goofing around. It's time to talk Curt Cignetti. Indiana is the talk of the town. They have students sitting on top of bars celebrating, as is the customary tradition of pulling down light posts after winning a national title. Curt Cignetti takes the improbable Hoosiers. Hoosiers! To lift the college football trophy. And what a better guy. Like there's no other guy that you would root so passionately for. In his opening press conference at Indiana, he goes, "I win. Google me." And you know what Google did after he won? When you Google Curt Cignetti, it actually has under the search bar, he won.
That's fantastic. I know that put a lot of people off of him, though.
Yeah, I mean, I do get it.
It's bold.
It is bold, especially going to Indiana from James Madison.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was like the point of it too. Was because I feel like a lot of people probably their initial thought is, oh, poor Indiana, they can't go anywhere. Their program has no hope. They're the most losing program in college football history. And
they made Ohio State look like fools.
Made everyone look like fools.
But especially Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yes. But he was very quick to be like, basically set the tone that, hey, this is going to be a new era of Indiana football. And, year one, you kind of saw them set the stage of showing that. We thought that was a historic year for them. And then this year happens where, I mean, in terms of champions in college football, this is the most proven champion we've ever seen, and it's the Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, what an incredible
Hoosiers!
Yeah, what an incredible story it is. Like they have broken so many things that people thought needed to happen for champions. Like, it was like Indiana doesn't have all these 5-star recruits. Guess what? You have good players. Good players, it can come from anywhere. It does not matter what the star rating was. That was something that Indiana really just crushed. Yes.
Did you fun fact, did you know that most of Indiana's roster is older than 3/4 of the Bengals roster?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think that was his secret sauce.
But yeah, I mean, he just took rejects from other teams that like had experience but wasn't going to get playing time. It was like, hey, we're Indiana. You don't have to do much to get loved here. And they're like, okay.
I would probably be more inclined to say, like, he took a lot of guys with proven production from the lower levels and brought them up to Indiana. He, obviously JMU was the foundation of that, the guys they got from there. But he looked at other programs too, just like guys who have shown they can do this, brought them in there. And I mean, now it's going to be very interesting to see this moving forward because they're now doing it at a higher level. Like, I mean, now, like, what are they going to make out of Josh Hoover? That's going to be really interesting to follow next year.
Well, Ian Signetti has Me Too language in his contract. He's going to be in the top 3 highest paid, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For winning the Natty. So you can't beat that.
Just for making the Final Four, I think, or was it playoff? There was some kicker in there that if he makes it a certain, makes it like deep into playoffs or whatever, that like they have to renegotiate his contract, like, or else he can just walk.
And they let them
his
walk.
Agent, yeah, his agent is just genius, big brain on that guy.
Yeah.
Also, like, I think we learned during the run that, like, Indiana actually has a lot more power after they've been ignited. Like, they actually have a lot more power than we thought they did. Like, they have Mark Cuban behind them, the largest alumni network in the whole nation, which I did not know until this playoff run. And we'll learn pretty quickly when they took over every stadium in the playoff run.
Yeah.
They're like Nebraska. But yeah. Indiana.
I'll tell you what, even here in Cincinnati, I'm starting to see more Indiana stickers on the back of cars.
Yeah, two Indiana fans cut me off in traffic this morning.
I literally don't.
I was like, I get it. You won the national championship. You no longer have to abide by the rules of the road.
Congratulations, you've had an incredible year. I mean, it's crazy to see, and like I think we've woken up a bit of a beast on the inside here with this Indiana program. Like, it's gonna be very interesting because everyone was rooting for them this year, but I do think at some point, once they continue to sustain this success, people are not gonna like Indiana. Like, they're gonna become potentially the new Alabama of college football.
Or Ohio State or Michigan, any of the teams that everybody hates. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, Signetti's not going to change what he's doing. He's just going to continue getting some college football old farts in there. He probably would have loved Brandon Weeden.
Oh, for sure.
28-year-old quarterback in college football. Kurt Signetti's just drooling at that idea.
If he can find one, he's going to go for it.
Hey, all 3 of us have eligibility, Kurt.
We're not at least looking for.
Hey, I'll take my hazard pay.
I don't know. We can't touch our toes, allegedly, so... Inside joke.
We've gotten to the point of the internet where just trolls come out of the woodwork, and some dude commented on one of our videos saying, I'm going to listen to 3 dudes who can't even touch their toes. It was a brutal comment. I actually had to laugh at that one. Like,
I actually tried afterwards. I was like, all right, maybe I didn't see if I could touch them.
I knew right off I couldn't.
We're not going to reveal the answer to that, but But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see like Indiana football moving forward. Like, and the crazy thing is, with how successful they've been, I don't know how in the world nobody plucked anyone off that staff. Like, how did that happen? Now they have like their full crew back again. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be very dangerous, guys.
Fun fact. Did you know Kurt Signetti, his dad, coached college football?
Really?
Yeah, he coached at multitude of places, but the one that we're highlighting right now is West Virginia. Do you know who was an assistant on that West Virginia staff for Frank Signetti?
Who?
Nick Saban.
Jeez.
Yeah, and you know, old Kurt, where he was in from 2007 to 2009
He was on Alabama staff, wasn't he?
as the wide receiver coach. Damn right, Justin. Family tree and coaching trees just keep getting extended. But one thing about Kurt Signetti after that, you know where he went after that?
He ended up at JMU down the line, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 stops in FCS and went to James Madison. You know what James Madison did this year, Justin?
They crashed the college football playoff.
They crashed it. They were there. Not Frank Signetti. That was a whole lead into this. Kurt Signetti or not, they were there. And then their coach left to go to UCLA.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was an incredible year, incredible run. Very historic for James Madison. Like, it is great to see new faces get the opportunity at the biggest stage. I think this team is probably the best group of 5 team. I actually think they were better than Tulane. Yeah. People wanted to dock them because of the schedule or whatever, but I think where we need to start to figure this out is like not try to value teams based off a schedule. We need to value them based on what we see from the team. Oh, they have awesome helmets for sure.
They had Marvel characters on the side of their helmets. You know how awesome that is?
That is pretty cool. You can't beat that.
Disney probably sued the hell out of them.
I still don't know how they pulled it off. Like, that was the wildest design I've ever seen.
Some company who makes helmets probably got a contract with Disney because Disney was like, regional basis, whatever, and then made it to college football.
But yeah, what a run for the Dukes. In hindsight, like they actually didn't. I mean, things didn't look great because the second quarter was a total disaster. But in hindsight, putting up 34 in Oregon was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, was it garbage time? Yeah, but who cares?
There ain't no garbage time against Oregon. I mean, Dan Lanning showed everyone the following game that he is a lunatic that will run up the score whenever he could. I mean, they could have dealed the ball out. They scored another touchdown in Texas Tech just because they could.
Speaking of Texas Tech, that's some oil money right there.
Yeah, that is a lot of oil money.
All those guys are coming out of the woodwork and just throwing billions of dollars into the program. Not billions, but like a lot of millions.
It's that land, man.
Yeah.
Yay.
All
fantastic
that cash.
Show.
I haven't actually watched it, but it is on the list.
I'm watching it right now. I like it. I'm only in season 1, so like if somebody's like, "Hey, in season 2 this happened," I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Keep the spoilers out your mouth, is what Matt just said. 2 great people.
No spoilers in the comment section is what he's asking for.
Yeah.
Or really spoil it for us, but do it like, a sentence at a time.
A word at a time.
There we go.
A word a week.
Numbers way up.
One word a week.
1 letter of 1 word a week. A day.
And then as you fall asleep, just have our YouTube video play on repeat.
Yeah, and then maybe like accidentally sleep share it to all your social media accounts.
Yeah, just spread the word a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a winning strategy.
But yeah, Texas Tech, just so much money. It's going to be interesting to see when, they start winning playoff games. Like, they made the playoff now they're trying to take the next step there.
Hey, we are live on
We are.
on X. We finally got that fixed.
Yes,
sir.
This is
Good for us.
fantastic. Yeah, we've had so many problems. Justin's plague of not understanding electronics has infected its way all the way through our systems.
His technical
infiltrated.
deficiencies.
We can actually move on to FCS. I know some people are out there are like, let's go. I know some people out there are like, FCS, that's not Ohio State. That's fine too. Just sit back and listen to wholehearted football.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people realize this is college football the way we remember it. What it was like back in the day, just like a lot of people really, especially like the national title game. I think a lot of people fell in love with that. Like that game was the wildest, most incredible football game of the year, really.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't come across like FCS hasn't come across my radar too much this year, even though I did set out to watch more FCS this year. ESPN made it a little bit difficult on me. But Montana State, they're good at football.
Yeah, and now pick up their first national title in 40 years. I mean, they've been knocking at the door for the last several years and been so close. So many heartbreak after heartbreak. Like the Bobcats were just, right there. And finally, this year was the year where they got it done. And really just like this year is going to be remembered all time for them. It may honestly be the best year in Montana State history just because not only did they win the championship, but also getting there, they won. Bless you, Matt.
Thanks.
They won the biggest Brawl of the Wild game of all time.
Recap what that is for our non-FCS fans because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Montana versus Montana State, also known locally as Cats Grizz or Grizz Cats, depending on what side of Montana you live on. This is one of the most heated rivalries in college football. And this year, with the semifinals in ABC, like finally this game got the showcase it deserved because usually they do bury it away on ESPN Plus, unfortunately. And Montana State won that game. Like they won the biggest one of all time. So not only did you get all-time bragging rights over your biggest rival, you didn't turn around and win your first national title in 40 years. I mean, just a round of applause to the Bobcats because you guys had a fantastic year, and now they're up there. Like you got to talk about Montana State in a conversation with North Dakota State and South Dakota State as a team that you're worried about every year potentially winning the FCS title. And also shout out to the Big Sky Conference. This is their first title in a while. They've been knocking on the door, like trying to get past the Missouri Valley Conference, and finally this year, the Big Sky gets it done with that national title. But we also got to shout out Illinois State because this was one heck of a run that came out of nowhere. Well, not completely out of nowhere, but like as an unseeded team to make it to the national title, it was pretty amazing. Like their quarterback, Tommy Rittenhouse, was an absolute blast to watch. That dude is just gritty as could be. Like, I hope he sticks on an NFL roster somewhere because he was a lot of fun to watch. And I feel for him because, like, he threw a touchdown on his last play, but they still end up losing because of the missed extra point. But this absolutely heartbreaking for this team. But man, I mean, it was an incredible run. Like beating North Dakota State in the Fargo Dome as like 20-something point underdogs, incredible. So shout out to Illinois State on that amazing run. That definitely was a lot of fun to follow.
You know who else deserves a shout out?
Oh, lead the way for this one.
UTRGV, the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Say that 40
times.
The
Vaqueros.
This past year was their first competitive year in college football. And we had plans, loose plans, not booked plans, to make it down on August 31st to catch the first ever game. Sadly, we are not the planning type of people, and that date came and went.
Watch from the
Well,
couch.
this is also the shameless reminder. Please like and subscribe because more subscribers we get, the closer we get to being able to take more of these trips to come see your team.
Yeah, and we're foodies, so we know that Southern Texas has the best food in the United States.
The best tacos, they say. They've been waving them in front of us for quite a while, especially on Twitter.
That ain't no beef burger. Yeah, I mean, like watching their first, what was it, 3 games, 4 games before they lost. The team just seemed like they've been doing this for a century. Like they
Yeah.
had a formula, it was working, everything clicked. They blew everybody out. It was fantastic to watch. Even then, the losses, it was like, all right, let's go. Um, they need a higher quality camera though. First season, you
Yeah.
can't fault them, but year 2, they need a higher quality camera. ESPN, do better.
Yeah, come on, ESPN Plus, get it together. But man, I mean, they set records. Like this is historically, in terms of a team that started at Division One level, this is historically the best debut season of all time. So, like, I mean, to do all that year one, if I remember correctly, win 9 games. Your only losses all year were to teams that made the playoffs. I mean, it was truly an impressive season for them. And I mean, like even during the early stretch, they blew out a lot of teams. I think they put up 90 in one game, and the only close game was against Prairie View, which in hindsight actually was pretty impressive. They won the SWAC. Um, so this team just really did a great job. Eddie Lee Marburger, the quarterback, is off to the NFL, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can maybe get drafted, be the first Vaquero drafted in the NFL draft.
That'd
I'm
be
going to
so
try to
dope.
socialize that right away.
If
Um,
if you can't get him in the first 265 picks, make him Mr. Irrelevant. Get the name out there. The Vaqueros are here to stay as long as people
yeah,
show up to their games.
which they will. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they
probably
were
going to
sold
sell
out
out of
week
their.
1. We couldn't even go. Not that we had money for flights or anything, but yeah.
We'll just
Um,
pile into Justin's beater of a car and
That thing
scoot
ain't
on
making it
down.
down there. That thing
No,
ain't making it down
hey,
there. That
dude, that
it's
thing
like
barely.
it's roulette, dude. We're just trying to figure out how far we can get, and we'll go to the nearest football stadium.
Let
Let
we're
fate
probably
decide.
we won't even make it to Louisville. But yeah, so like this team was just, I mean, really what was impressive, like not only did they have the skill talent, but for a startup, like they did a really good job in the lines. Like usually when you're starting out, like you're pretty undersized up there, not really able to compete against most of the teams in your schedule. No, they did a great job up there. Like the line was pretty solid. So,
Games are won or
um,
lost in the trenches.
absolutely. And now, they're hitting the portal, all of that to get, some more South Texas guys to come back home. Um, and I mean, you lost a few key players, but I think this thing's keeping the momentum going. I'm thinking right now they will probably make the FCS playoffs as early as next year. And within a few years, they keep building this momentum. I know the facilities they have, the fan support they already have. Like, this is going to be a national title contender at the FCS level soon.
Tony would like this one. Former soccer stadium they play in.
Really?
Yeah, look it
Yeah.
up. It's a good time.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember who played there.
Nothing that we would know. Rio Grande something. Um, we went from teams that we can't physically make it to right now let's talk about some teams that we can physically make it to. We are in the heart of Mac country. Mac
country.
There we go.
And Western Michigan had a very solid underrated year. They actually quietly won the MAC. Like, I don't think a lot of people really, outside of MAC fans, really paid attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't start to really catch headlines until even I feel like even until their bowl game.
Yeah.
Because their bowl game had a standalone slot. It was 11 a.m. Everyone that worked from home was watching it. And all of a sudden, within minutes, they steamrolled Kennesaw State, another conference champion, off the field. Which, by the way, Kennesaw State was also a really fun story. But this team was just very, they entered the year with a lot of questions. They had lost some guys to the portal. They had some good running backs, but it was okay, but how's the rest of this going to develop? Their quarterback, Brock Lowry, ended up playing really well. They brought in some inexperienced but large linemen, bigger, meatier men, to get in there and dominate the trenches. And this team really, really steamrolled the MAC. They had one bad fourth quarter in Oxford, and that was their only loss in conference play all year. Otherwise, this team was spectacular. It really, like you said, they did go under the radar a little bit, but they were incredibly solid. Their defense is really good. They have Tucker, the defensive lineman. He's currently in the Senior Bowl right now. He's a guy who's probably going to go in the early rounds of the draft even. So, kind of resuming what we're used to seeing for Western Michigan, where they put these random guys in the first 3 rounds of the draft. It's great to see that program back to it. And you know what else? Looking ahead now, last year they had a hard time keeping guys out of the portal. This year they did not have that problem. They managed to keep a lot of their key players. Kept a lot of the guys in the offensive line. Kept their running back, Jalen Buckley. Brock Lowry's coming back. And a bunch of guys on defense. They are reloading. Actually, reloading is probably the wrong word because they're just getting guys back. But this continuity is going to make Western Michigan a threat in the MAC moving forward. Shout out to Lance Taylor. He's really built this program up in a big way.
Yeah, and you know who else has been built up in a big way? Bowling Green.
Well, building.
Building. They have a cat. They have a former NFL running back who is a Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of Famer yet?
Wait. Is he?
No, Belichick isn't.
But they got a lot of steam around the program. All the alumni are excited for having him there and excited that he didn't leave. So it'll be awesome. They got their highest recruit ever in the transfer portal to play quarterback. So, what better way to get your highest recruit ever to put it at the most important position? But Bowling Green does have a little bit of an uphill battle. Past couple years now, they just have not finished the season strong. Looking to bounce back next year.
Yeah, and I think the highlight of the year was definitely the Battle of I-75.
Oh yeah.
The Detroit completely sold out. It became a massive event in Northwest Ohio, which is so great for that region. So just all the excitement around the game. And then not only that, but also to complete the largest comeback in program history to win that game. And it mostly lost year one. That was the true highlight of the season, winning that game. And that was something to build on moving forward because based on what we're seeing in the recruiting so far, Bowling Green and Toledo are going to be going neck and neck with each other. Both teams doing a very good job recruiting with very good staffs. It's going to be very interesting to see how this moves forward, how their recruiting challenges Western Michigan, who is obviously, returning a lot and really building a program on their end too.
Yeah, and seeing one of the biggest rivalries in the MAC both get built up, like it's really exciting to watch. And like, despite us going to Bowling Green, we actually do like Toledo. Um, a lot of people in northwestern Ohio would stone us if we went up there and said that, but um, we're big fans. And Toledo, we're gonna come back at some point. We're gonna come back up there. You guys got a nice little program up there, a nice little atmosphere. Have to show
Yeah.
intern Tones what good Maction football is all about.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
Hey, hey, he seems a pretty good one with the Red Hawks, though. Miami's been pretty solid.
I'll
Yeah.
never forget, random sidetrack. I'll never forget when we were in at Bowling Green. Uh, Randomly, all the clouds in the area just settled in the stadium, and it was only the stadium that was foggy. Everywhere else was clear, and Miami corner dove to pick the ball off, and then it hit the ground. But nobody could see it except for like later after the game on replay, you could see it hit the ground. But they called it a pick, and like you couldn't see 5 feet in front of your face. Like we were in the stands and we are like I was like that hit the ground, but like I mean I sideline to say that. Um, but yeah,
He's actually in the porta potty.
I'll never forget that game. That was an electric game. That was
that right there is like the heart of weeknight action. Just random fog rolling into the stadium. A pick that nobody could see had to get ruled on. And obviously I think depending on who you root for, you'll probably never agree on that one. But what a wild that was a year that that Miami came out of nowhere to make to win the MAC championship. Like that was like the Mike Haywood year or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he won the MAC championship with them and then went to Pitt, got arrested for something and disappeared off the face of the
earth. Bowling Green was notorious that year for placing ill-timed exams after those games.
No respect, dude. That's no respect on the athletics or the athletes.
Yeah.
To learn in school.
But yeah, that was a good time. If you ever find yourself in Maction country, stop by a stadium. It's a good time. You know what else is a good time, guys? The rise of North Texas.
Succeed.
Yeah, the rise of North Texas, New Mexico, and Hawaii. We are seeing a lot of G5 teams just turning their programs around seemingly overnight. Justin, what's in the water in these places?
Yeah, we'll start at North Texas here, like because each of them kind of took a different approach. North Texas was someone that they were a program in the great recruiting territory, but they just have not been able to find consistent success. The only time they found success was in the early years of the Sun Belt when they won that conference like the first 3 years it existed. Other than that, like they hadn't really found a whole lot of success until lately. Eric Morris, obviously, like known, we mentioned the podcast several times. He is a big time quarterback whisperer. He did a great job building up the offense. Last offseason, he made a huge defensive coordinator hire to get some help on that side of the ball, and things really just took off for North Texas. Their offense was great as always. Defense is better. And by the way, if you listen to our show during the offseason, we warned you this might be coming.
And next year, we're going to warn you that Oklahoma State is going to do the same thing.
Is that going to be your Big 12 team?
I don't know. Well, I haven't done the research, but probably.
I'm really high on the Temple Owls this year, just so you know.
For Big 12?
No, for the American. But,
I was going to say they're not even in the conference, Dustin.
That's the only team I picked out so far is the Temple Owls. But yeah. So we warned you ahead of time that this might be coming. Drew Mestemaker is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And again, like this offense, I think landed like number one in the country statistically. So, their first ever ranked finish I mean, that's just awesome for the program. And really very close to the college football playoff, too. Honestly, I think they should have made it because I think they got screwed by the rankings initially. I think they should have, because the American Championship, they decided who would host the game based on the college football playoff rankings. So even though North Texas looked better than Tulane, they let Tulane host because Tulane was higher in the college football playoff rankings. I think that North Texas is better than Tulane, but having to play Tulane in New Orleans is a lot different than playing Tulane when Tulane's on the road. They had to play them in New Orleans. They lost that game. But if that game was played in Denton, I think the Mean Green would have won that game and made the college football playoff.
And maybe everybody would have stayed.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Eric Morris is probably on his way out, but
yeah,
I think
he probably had this drawn up in October.
Now moving forward, there's more momentum in the program than there ever has been. So we'll see. It's going to be up to Neil Brown to kind of keep this thing going.
Bad Neil Brown.
Neil Brown did a great job at Troy, not so much at West Virginia. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how he does in this role here with North Texas, if he can keep this going or if things fall off.
You want to hear a really funny story about Neil Brown?
Sure.
I can't release the name because I didn't get permission to tell this story. But a former recruit that Neil Brown was going after went back to him and said, yeah, I'm not going to West Virginia because I don't think you're going to be here next year. And he said, screw you, kid. And then guess what? He's not there.
Think of the cojones, dude.
Yeah. That is wild. That's the nature of college football these days. Like that's that story right there. Like, I had to say the story. I hope that player doesn't come back to me and scream at me for giving that up. But I just thought that was hilarious because, like, that's the environment we live in now. Like, yeah, you're not going to give me enough money to play here just to have you leave. So
yeah.
You're wearing a New Mexico hoodie, Justin. What are they doing? What are the Lobos doing?
So New Mexico was in a very interesting spot entering last year. Bronco Mendenhall goes home to Utah State, and a lot of the roster pretty much got taken. They lost just about everybody. And then they really turned it around. They hired Jason Eck out from Idaho. We talked a few times about how he turned that program around. And he came to New Mexico. First thing he did is rally the fan base a little bit, get them excited. And then he really did a good job, like, finding underrated talent from the Big Sky and other places to come in and really build up this roster. And they took the field, and within a few weeks, it was like, well, actually, even when they initially took the field against Tony's boys over there, it was already apparent that this is a different New Mexico team. They battled hard with Michigan that night, and then a few weeks later, their next opportunity against a Big Ten team, they walloped UCLA out of their own stadium. And really the momentum just kind of carried from there. Like, they lost a couple games of conference play early on and then rattled off 6 straight wins. Probably should have been in the Mountain West Championship, but their weird tiebreaker did not favor them. Had a very competitive bowl game against Minnesota in the Rape Bowl, which was one of the best bowl games of the year. That game was just such an intense, hard-hitting, hard-fought game. New Mexico losing that one in overtime. But overall, like, this is a historic year for New Mexico. Like, we have been longing, I know at least Matt and I, we've been longing to see someone from that Southwest trio of New Mexico State, or UTEP to come out and really just have a great year and see the program take off. And we finally got to see that with New Mexico this year.
Los Lobos.
And it's sustainable too. Like, Like Jason X stuck around. He's going to be around another year of building this roster even more. Um, and we're really going to see this program go. Like they're going to be in the Mountain West. Obviously, some of the teams left for the Pac-12 next year. So they're going to be one of the top contenders in the Mountain West. Them and UNLV, I feel like, are going to be the two best teams for sure.
And
But
New
yeah, it's been
Mexico,
there.
and New Mexico is actually like a more recognizable brand than some may think. Justin, you got me a New Mexico hat one time, and I wore it around town. And I had multiple people be like, "Hey, is that a New Mexico hat?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, it is." So like they got a recognizable brand.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, they're like, and they've always been poised to kind of break through. Like I think a lot of people know them for their basketball. They're always good at basketball. They make the tournament basically every year. Um, but now they went and showed, hey, we can succeed in football too. And the city of Albuquerque can get around the football program as well. I mean, the sold out Rio Grande that rivalry this year was incredible. And I'm looking forward to more moments like that for this program.
Yeah, you almost started talking about UTRGV there.
I know we mentioned Rio Grande in two different concepts tonight.
Well, our last sports topic that we have planned for tonight, because you never know where our conversations are going to go, is the good old state of Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, I if you tuned in like during the preseason, myself and Omar previewed the Mountain West, and we we were longing for Hawaii to finally come back and like have a good year, make a bowl game, and Hawaii ended up delivering on that and then some. There was an incredible Week 0 game against Stanford where they made the comeback, won that game at the last moment. Um, and that really set the tone for the whole year. Hawaii played really strong, and then like in front of everyone on Christmas Eve, there's no other sport on except for Hawaii versus Cal, and they come back from down 21-0 to win the Hawaii Bowl at the very last moment. Like it was really like a storybook season for the Warriors from start to finish, and I think it for most college, like I think Hawaii might be the most likable college football program out there. Like I can't think of anyone that does not, anyone that does not like them.
Can you name
Um,
another team in Hawaii?
there
I
isn't
can't.
any. I mean, there's some basketball programs. Obviously, Hawaii Pacific beat Boise State this year, but not really on the football side of things.
What
But
if
yeah,
like
this run.
what if Larry Ellison started a Hawaii state on his private island and they just like became this epic powerhouse on this tiny little island?
Oh gosh, oh that'd be wild. Um, but yeah, it's great to see the island get to embrace their team again. There's some other moves they made. Like for a long time, they had to pay like I think like $90 to watch their own team's home games. They eliminated that this past year, and making other moves to really just get the island back behind this team. And now I think Timmy Chang gets things cooking here. Like this program is going to be pretty good moving forward. They're another top contender to win the Mountain West next year. And in fact, Bill Connolly of ESPN kind of got some buzz going. He actually, in his initial playoff predictions, had Hawaii crashing the college football playoff. How
That'd be
incredible
dope.
would that be?
Can you imagine if they hosted a playoff game?
Oh my gosh, just a college football playoff game, 11:30 at night.
Like, or they would play it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. There.
Yeah, it would be so interesting because like usually the group of five game you try to sell the TNT, but TNT only has like the noon and 4 o'clock, so they definitely would not be able to do either one of those kick times there. So they would definitely be in the box.
Yeah, that one's a little tough. Just because like they're so far away from it.
Logistically,
Like
yeah.
that'd be like a
Yeah.
Juneau, Alaska team, or the what is it, Whalers? up in
Barrow Whalers.
yeah, up in Alaska.
I don't know why I've never thought of this. I've never thought of sports in Alaska.
You kind of just go up there and die of being buried in snow.
Yeah, or you're just a wilderness person.
Yeah.
They have to have universities, though, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they have Alaska and Alaska
think
State. And University
they don't play. They don't play football, but yeah, they have universities up there, like Alaska Anchorage, the Seawolves.
wow.
They play basketball and hockey. I have a hat.
Can you imagine
cool.
like an Alaskan soccer league?
That would be nuts. That would not work.
That would work. There's still a lot of people in Alaska.
Well, I mean, I guess you could play during the summer, during the few months that lasts. But as Bowling Green alums, we are not fans of the Alaska Nanooks because Bowling Green and Alaska actually have a heated hockey rivalry.
Random.
But yeah, that's sports in different areas. But yeah, lots to look forward to for Hawaii football. I'm very excited
sports in your neighborhood.
And then the Horizon League.
Yeah, I mean, like Hawaii hosting a game would be would be super dope.
All right, yeah, let's set the playoff. Okay, so we're gonna have Hawaii host a game. Let's send Alabama and Ohio State up to the Barrow Whalers Stadium up there in northern Alaska.
Can you imagine 50-mile-an-hour winds just ripping off the water there? That'd be dope.
That'd be so much fun.
You know, we can actually just flip to our other topic that we had planned, non-sports related. Probably our favorite of the two topics.
Before we move on, I'll give a little update from a soccer standpoint. There's been some recent news. You know, Matt and I have talked a lot about promotion and relegation leagues, and the USL officially rolled out their 3-tiered relegation and promotion track, and it's gotten some mixed reviews. You know, one of the things that people are looking into is kind of the financial investments that would be required to have kind of a premium tier above what's already there today. The questions that I have are, you know, at what point will the MLS and the USL at that top tier begin to, you know, kind of be competitive, and then at that point it makes sense to move either both into one direction and just call it whatever, but
or set up a contract. Like Premier League is its own thing. Like they are part of EFL, but like it's its own brand of everything, you know.
True.
That's exciting. I also want to look into USL League One pricing for owning teams, because if we could just set up some random like Lebanon or Hillsborough soccer team,
that would have to be. So the ones that are close by to us, Detroit, they play in a train yard. Kind of cool.
That'd be dope. That's like a backyard soccer if they made it.
Yeah, it's like an animated stadium, and you know, we went in Detroit and it was like sunset, so there was like shadows. I mean, it was kind of cool. You know that they kick the balls onto the tracks though, and what happens to those, dude? You know, what does the train just run them over? I don't know. I have
automatic derailment.
Yeah. Are we talking train crash here? Then the trolley situation. Got to pick. You know. Yeah, soccer has a. Oh, I also saw that soccer has now officially bumped into the top 3 favorite sports. Now there are some questions about how that survey was conducted, because, you know,
we weren't asked.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know who the people are really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not like an exact science to this committee.
Yeah, they kind of it was a survey of what their favorite sport is. So there could only be one, right?
There
And
can
so
only be one.
you know the top spot obviously being American football, and then basketball or baseball.
Basketball.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
soccer and then baseball.
It'll be an interesting time. It'll be an interesting time, and Matt will be joining me at some FC Cincinnati games. So we'll be talking MLS talk, especially FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, and like we'll talk about others too, but it's a great sport to get into if you don't have much going on outside of football. So we've done 2 episodes now trying to promote it for you football fans. I know some football fans are. I can't even say snobby, because I feel like soccer fans are snobby.
Yeah,
Well, just like they turn their noses up at soccer and they're like, "Ugh, that's not a sport." Well, guess what? It is, and
you would be shocked at how like athletic in just awareness of your surroundings you have to be. It's crazy to watch.
don't forget, if you end up talking to our account on X, bully Justin into downloading FC 24, 25, or 26. We're trying to get him into soccer, and I feel like that's a great way to do it. Do it, dude.
No time. No time.
Eventually, we forgot to mention this on like a public platform, but eventually, Tones and I want to hop on and live stream some FC action. See if he beats me by 10 goals or I beat him by 10 goals. I don't think it'll be like a 2-1 game.
Yeah, I don't know. It never is. It's usually like what, like 5 or 6 if you're
Yeah.
playing against someone.
Yeah.
Pretty unrealistic, but
One person spends like 45 minutes setting up options and stuff just to get blown out.
dude, I'm running default. I'm
Yeah,
running
I'm probably
straight
going
up
to.
default.
So look for that in the near, medium, or far future. We have not planned that out yet.
First FC Cincinnati match is on the 21st of February, so we'll be in the building a month.
Boots on the
For
ground.
now.
Breaking news from Intern Tone.
Sheesh. Only February 21st. Are we sure it's going to be warm enough? I don't even know if the snow's going to melt by then.
No, they're that's just their first game of the season. It's the CONCACAF game, so I don't know where they're playing. Last year they played in Jamaica, for example. So if it's warmer climate, I'm sure that's where they'll be.
Did you see that team in England that just threw the ball in the air and then had it land in the snow, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This is how we test the field."
And they did it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like-
like the first one wasn't enough. The ball
Yeah.
just sunk in the snow.
Talking about snow. We got buried last weekend.
Yes, absolutely buried.
The most I've seen myself.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
almost a foot of snow. So that was fun to try to hand shovel that. I live on a shared driveway too, so it's like 15 car lengths to try to also get. Luckily, it's not solely my obligation. But yeah, got buried in snow. I think now's the time.
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
What kind of foods have we been thinking about lately? I'm currently munching on some blueberries, but
Some bloobs.
you say what?
Some bloobs.
Bloobs, yeah. I almost called them that earlier.
It's the only way.
So-
It's the Council of Beards.
Have you guys tried the Taco Bell chicken nuggets yet?
No.
No.
I don't think
Really?
I've eaten at Taco Bell in years. If they were to sponsor us, I would eat there more.
Interesting. I've been to Taco Bell pretty often. Tony
It
and I
shows.
went to Yes. Oh yeah. Can't touch my toes, but Tony and I, Tony and I actually went to Taco Bell on our way to the NKU game when we were there a few weeks back. Um, which, by the way, that lava sauce that was pretty good. It's
It's
already gone.
banging. It's banging. It's Taco Bell. They don't play. You blink and you
Yeah.
miss it.
I'm excited because I'm getting chicken wings from a farm, and I'm gonna have
Whoa.
that for the Super Bowl. So I'm excited for that.
Do you think they'll taste different?
Probably less preservatives. And then I'm gonna douse it in the hottest hot sauce that I've ever bought.
That ghost pepper sauce from
No, dude,
from
I got a
Pepper
new one. There's like a
Pals.
whole bottle that like I thought was Nashville hot, but it's like something different. I'll send a picture to you when we're off the show. But it's delicious, but it kicks hard. I thought about making like wings for the Daytona 500 as well. We're doing like a off air watch of the Daytona 500, and figured that we would get wings, but figured we would also try this sauce. But that's a lot of work in 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah. Well, for the other wings, I think after that show is when we have our first mock draft episode. So um, that'll be our food talk that time. So stay tuned after we get done drafting for all 32 teams. You'll then hear about how those wings were.
Tony looks so excited.
I'm ready.
All right. So we've talked your ear off enough. We're going on an hour. We will catch you guys next week with our Super Bowl show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend. Follow us at Updog Sports Talk on X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. What else are we on?
But not
I
out of
think you.
desperation. It's because you love us.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to like leave a comment, maybe one letter a day of a whole sentence that you want to give us. If everybody's just doing a bunch of letters, it'll be so funny that we have to decipher what's going on in the chat.
Oh, that'd be entertaining. But yeah, thanks for your support. Your support, gets us to get to see some more teams and more places. So
Yeah. So we'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.